Hi everyone, I'm Sharvari. Very warm welcome to Decoding NEP. So today we are dealing with language and localization part. It is the fifth video of this series, and I'm really glad to explore very different aspects of the policy and research through them, and then read about experts' opinions and critique and implementation aspects of it, and then reaching out to you. So it has been a very fruitful, very encouraging journey for us as well. Today I have a very small announcement that we have started Patreon. Patreon is a crowdfunding platform which is also a social network. And so basically, if you like our work, then please subscribe us on Patreon so that we will keep on doing our research. So this research is little different than the day-to-day work that we do. So it requires a lot of bandwidth, lot of efforts from our side as well. And this is an effort that we bring education to the public discourse through our education dialogue, through Decoding NEP, and the next eduthon, as you saw. So these efforts were bringing education and innovation out from the regular day-to-day things. Like there is only certain class of people who access these things, this knowledge. So we thought of working it in a very different way and reaching out to more and more people, making it accessible to to anyone, right from students to educators to people who do not have background in education. So it requires effort from our side also. That is why your support matters to us. Do go to the link that I have shared in the comment section. It is there in the post, so you can click on that link. You can visit our Patreon page and support us, show your support to us. Thank you very much. Let's get started with the language and localization part in Decoding NEP. So about language, policy mentions that importance of studying in local language, mother tongue. It recognizes the importance. The main thing which is a fundamental shift is like till grade 5 they say that education in mother language or local language is really important. Now for somebody like us, it is a very welcoming change. We say that हमारे जो local languages है, they are suffering just because of this English medium and everything. People are not reading the literature in local languages. People are not keen on learning those languages. That is why local language education is very important. Now, but on the other hand, when you talk about the implementation aspects, it says that education in local language till grade 5, it is mandatory. I mean, not exactly mandatory, but then it is preferable. And till 8th standard is also desirable. But talking purely from the implementation perspective, right now so many schools are operating in English medium. So it is really difficult if you know bring them bring them out from the English medium thing and get them working on local languages. It's really difficult. Another thing policy says that bilingual approach from teachers is important. But if you see that our teachers are already burdened with things, so are we creating unnecessary pressure for teachers that they have to go through the bilingual approach? That is the regional language, which is the local language, and the mother tongue. And we don't know what happens to English. Right now, there is no clarity about the migration point of view. Like I'm a Maharashtrian staying in Bangalore. Now say that if somebody like me who migrates from Bombay to Bangalore, what happens? In Mumbai, I might have studied in Marathi medium school, but then in Karnataka, local language differs. Like Marathi being my mother tongue, Kannada being Bangalore's local language, what should I prefer then? That is really difficult to answer, and that's how my story also goes. Like I was actually studying in Marathi medium school and then got shifted to Delhi, and then that was like end of the story for me, because it was really difficult to cope up with the regional language and the surrounding around it. But then families who are multilingual. Now, if a Maharashtrian marries to Kannadiga, they stay in Delhi. What happens that time? We really don't know about that. Then there is three language formula, and they say that no particular language will be imposed on anybody. That is because the Hindi language imposition debate raised before some time. So the two languages should be Indian languages. They recognize importance of learning classical languages from Sanskrit to Persian to Prakrit and Tamil, Malayalam. But there is also mentioned that foreign language should be studied. But we still do not know status of English as a language. Is it official language? Is it local language? Is it our national language? Or is it a foreign language? That is nowhere mentioned. Now, how to teach language? Policy document says that their innovative methods should be taken in account for teaching languages. Experiential methods should be taken in account. Then the gamification, use of mobile applications should be done. And also they are saying that cultural threads like art or local art forms, films, theatre, storytelling, poetry, literature should be considered while teaching. Now, this looks really difficult terrain to enter into from the point of view of implementation. There are a number of problems as we discussed. Another important part that policy deals with is localization. Now, local language is different. Localization of education is again different. It says that national curriculum framework will be developed for school education. Textbook should be national textbook with local flavor. Now, what is this local flavor? What is this localization? Where is it coming from? So, let's say that I stay in Thane district in Mumbai, in Maharashtra. So, I should be knowing about the geography, about the culture, about the history, about the traditions, and about the language of that particular area. The traditions that Thane district comes from should be there in the education as well. Now, the national curriculum framework says that it is yet to come. But the policy document says that textbook will be developed by NCERT and SCERT. And additionals, now the supplementary things. I am not very sure what is supplementary at the moment because the document doesn't mention that. But supplementary syllabus, supplementary textbook should be developed by public philanthropic partnership. Now this is the thing where private players can come in and develop certain kind of textbooks or certain kind of learning materials. We still do not have clarity on what is public philanthropic partnership. Is it directly saying that privatization is important or not? We don't have clarity. Then textbook, about the textbook, teachers have pedagogical freedom. They can choose the way they want to deliver their sessions, but it also says that teachers should have flexibility of choosing the supplementary or additional textbooks. Now the content material of these additional or supplementary textbooks should be from the local context, and they should take in account the needs of local communities. Now what is exactly additional material? What is the supplementary material? We don't know. Still textbooks are important. Now the thing is, state board or NCERT are developing their own textbooks just like the way they used to do it before. Now the standard curriculum, standard textbooks are already there. They will be there, and they will be created depending on the time's need. Like it should be the textbook should have color of the time that the document says, but then it is also saying that it should be grounded in the local context. Now the standard textbook, talking about the local context, it is very difficult to localize the standard textbooks. That is why the additional material is coming in. Let's say we can develop this additional material for the language, literature part of it, then the art part of it. There is ethno-mathematical tradition as well, so maybe we can take up something from there. Then social sciences is the key thing where localization will matter, and the curricular extra or co-curricular activities. By the way, the policy says that there won't be any hard separation between the co-curricular, extracurricular and the curricular disciplines. So today's part, which is the language and localization, is little difficult in terms of implementation. Why? Because the localization, if you talk about localization, then there is no end to it. Like Bangalore has its own local terrain, then the Mysore has its own. Similarly, Mumbai has its own, and any tribal zone, any rural zone will have their own local traditions. So how much to take in account, how much to deliver from the local front, it is a question. Then from the language thing, if a child is born in multilingual family, what happens? We don't know. If the child is migrating to some other area, then what happens? We still don't know. And what happens to the English medium schools and status of English as a language? These things are pretty much unclear from the document. Now let me give you an example of localization. Now when we were in school, that time Maharashtra State Board had developed third grade 3's geography books from the local context. Now I used to study in Thane district, so we had geography textbook only for Thane district. It shared information about the agriculture, then the temperature, then climate and customs, and then what kind of houses to be found in, like architecture and everything, from the Thane district. So the district's context only. What is the language spoken, what kind of Adivasi groups can we find in the Thane district, what are the taluks place, and what are Mahanagar Palikas in Thane district. So that is one really good example from past. Now what happens in the local context, in the present context? Let's see, we'll get the clarity in coming years. Another thing where localization can happen is definitely your co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities, performing art and visual art and theater, films, then the literature part. So by this, by the effort taken in the policy document about language and localization, I think we might see some good days for Indian local languages, but the implementation is still unclear. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now I am sharing the Patreon's link in the description. Please do subscribe to our work. Please do support us for taking this initiative further. It takes lot of efforts from our side, and your support will really encourage us to go stronger, to make education as a public discourse. Thanks a lot. See you on Friday. We'll keep these 2 days for putting out NEP videos, which is Tuesday and Friday. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye bye.